Shut up, listen up, everybody, what up? Gonna put it in a podcast, boost, what's up? We talk, we laugh, we sing, we dance, we'll do anything if you give us a chance. We'll play one time, it'll help us out. All truth, no lies, no, it's never a doubt. If you like rants, tirades, and honest opinions, we shoot from the hip and we're here with precision. Give us one chance to play Opinion Bros podcast.
Nah, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. Even if it's not good, it's whatever. All right,
let's do it.
Right. Do you want to start with
Okay, so this is a special podcast episode. It's me, Alex, and our friend Jesus Baca. Baca, am I pronouncing that correct?
This is correct.
Okay. Is the volume all the way up? I don't know how to fix it.
Is mine up?
Okay.
Let's see. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, all right. If you don't come out, that's okay.
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
So,
all right.
We're here to talk about Elden Ring, and it's a video game that recently came out. At the end of February.
Yeah, it sounds right.
And Mandine isn't here, so this is just a special episode about a video game, and we're just gonna go ahead and talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's see.
I'm happy to be here. Happy to share my experience and my frustrations about this video game. Causes a lot of pain and anxiety. So let's begin.
Okay. How long have you been gaming for? Like all your life, right?
So I would say all my life, yeah. But I've never been like super hardcore. It's more like a leisure time. So that's important to say because once I get my hands on a game like Elden Ring, it's tough. It's a tough experience. Most of the time I was playing FIFA. So now
it's kind of a flip.
Yeah.
It's a huge flip. Yeah.
All right.
So I'm yeah.
Okay, so
the first question we had was, have you played Elden Ring?
Yeah.
So yes, I have played Elden Ring. Correct.
Yeah, correct. So, I mean, yeah, this is so. For our listeners, if you've played it, like, let us know your thoughts. But me, Alex, and Jesus have all played it. This is your first Soulsborne game, right, Jesus?
This is my first Soulsborne game. One time, I'll interject here and I'll say a little story. I was playing Dark Souls 1, and I told this to Alex for one time, and I started the game, and I was able to get out of there, fighting this huge dragon-looking thing.
The Asylum Demon.
It's at a courtyard. And then I thought, okay, I got it. And as I was leaving, there was a white knight sitting by a bonfire, and I accidentally hit him, and he wouldn't stop chasing me, and he killed me like 15 times. So that's when I stopped playing Dark Souls. Yeah, that's what happened. So
I mean, I think we talked about this before. I had a similar story. It was Demon Souls or Dark Souls, but
Demon Souls.
Yeah, the first dude. There's a guy at a bonfire, and is this on mute? Can you put this down? So I ran up to this guy just to see what I could do, and I smacked the shit out of him. And he replied with don't do that. And I thought that was funny. So, I continued smacking the shit out of him. And he's like, I told you not to. And then I did it again once more. And that he started going after me. And I couldn't beat him. So I stopped playing. And, I think that sets the stage for what type of game this is already. They kind of let you do whatever, in these games. It's not like other games where it's like, hey, here's a tutorial. We're going to make damn sure you don't fail it. So how about you, Alex? This is not your first.
No, I remember Christian, one of my other friends, told me about Dark Souls 1. He was raving about it, saying it was going to be the new best video game of all time. He's like, we got to get it. We bought it day one. I think I got the special edition Dark Souls 1. And I was like, all right, I'm ready for this. I remember playing it and thinking, like, my God, Christian lied his ass off. Like, this game sucks. Like, it's 2007 or 2008. Like, Mass Effect, I think, has already come out. And I'm like, this game controls like garbage. The graphics aren't great. The controls are tanky as shit. They don't tell you where to go, what to do. Like, I remember thinking, how are we on Xbox 360 level, like, a year in, 2 years in, and this is the game they came out with? Like, if it was PlayStation 1 or early PlayStation 2, congratulations. You know, that's cool. But, my God, it unfair, extremely difficult, no tutorial, no nothing. I remember playing that for like an hour and saying, yeah, never again am I going to play this shit. And then, well, eventually I ended up playing Sekiro, which is a little more forgiving, and little is...
I think that's the easiest one.
That's the easiest one?
I think so. Yeah.
And then I played Dark Souls Remastered, and I'm almost done with that game, but then Elden Ring came out, so I played that instead.
So I was the one that would watch the YouTube videos of the gameplay and the trailer and the lore, but I never played like Dark Souls, you know, up until now, well, Elden Ring, right? And the Sekiro, I would watch like the boss fights, and I thought it was really cool, you know, how they were fighting and the monsters, and I thought, oh man, this is such a difficult game. I don't think I'm ever going to be able to play it.
Yeah.
And now, but like Elden Ring, the first 20 hours were brutal for me. Brutal. Like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. There were orbs, and like you said right now, our friend Christian, how he said that this game, you know, that he told us that it's like your own narrative. You know, you will never know the answers. You'll just create your own narrative. And then right now, when you said that he made you guys pre-order it, or you guys together pre-ordered it, he was a big, what's that game that was on the PC? RuneScape? Is that what it's called?
He loved RuneScape, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's why, right? I mean, like, just, you know, little
well, he loves all the, like, Elder Scrolls.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very big fan. I mean, he's grown up on, like, Castlevania and, like, Legend of Zelda type, so he does love adventure, like, exploration, fantasy, stuff like that. But yeah, so have you played it? So I guess, what do you think of it? Like, it's hard, but is it worth it?
Yeah, it's worth it. Question, yes, yeah. Absolutely worth it. So at the beginning, I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how to attack. I didn't know how to defend. I didn't know how to equip anything. The game doesn't tell you anything about that. So, you know, I kept on asking questions to you, Christian, and Rafa. And little by little, I was able to build my character. And then when I was in Limgrave, I went to all that area, and I was getting killed by everything. And then eventually, I was able to level up when we killed Godric.
Oh,
and then the next guy, who I don't know, I remember his name. What was it? What was the guy up there? The king that was up there with the
Margit?
Dragon.
That's Godric. That's Godric the Grafted. The one before him is Margit, something.
Oh, Margit
the Fallen or something.
You're right. Okay, so then after that, I got good XP amount and leveled up. And then I was able to move through areas, and I felt good because now I matched the level, and yet it was challenging to still beat them, but I did enjoy using my new equipment, the way you play it, the horse, or donkey, or whatever the hell that thing is.
Yeah.
That was really fun. It continues to be fun. But there is a moment where you're going to have to level up again and do the same thing, but knowing that I could level up again and I'm going to have the fun I had the first time I leveled up, I do look forward to that. So I do like that aspect of the game. It does provide a reward that you could see by moving through these areas, and that's really enjoyable, I would say.
So you're not disappointed with the game?
Oh, no, man, not at all. Because, you know, I really got it because I wasn't going to get it, but seeing that everybody got it, I kind of went through the
peer pressure.
Through the bandwagon.
I was there when we peer pressured you.
Yeah, you peer pressured me to get it, and I really do enjoy it. I really do enjoy it now. Would I go and play Dark Souls? Nah, I don't think so. I think this is enough. Like, this is enough of an experience with From Software?
From Software.
Yeah, but it's awesome. It really is. I do, in fact, enjoy it. I know you guys have a couple of things. I would say that you guys, they wish they fixed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say the one, Alex. I don't know if you want to provide it. The last boss, the last boss that you fought. I don't know if there's spoilers here. Should we add them?
Oh yeah, this is a spoiler-filled podcast.
Okay, cool. So at the end, so check it out. This is why I think it's still a good game. So at the end, Alex was getting hit by the Elden Beast with this like crazy yellow magic. I don't know what the hell it is. I haven't confronted it yet. I haven't gotten my ass whooped by that yet. but he was saying like, "Oh, this sucks. I can't avoid it. How do I avoid it? I can't do this." Right?
Yeah, it's like a golden huevo or something, like a golden egg that follows you around, and it just continuously shoots projectiles at you while the Elden Beast is doing other stuff.
Yeah, and then I heard you, and I was like, damn, he's right. How the hell is he going to beat that? I had no idea how you're going to do it. So later on, I saw that your Twitch saved the gameplay that you had, and I saw what you did, which was no longer lock on to the Elden Beast, and you would zigzag and put your camera looking up, and then you figured it out. And that was, like, super cool to see, because I was like, damn, he figured it out. And that kind of motivates me to want to figure out the other enemies that I have to fight. Like right now I'm fighting the damn spider hands, and I don't even know what the...
Yeah, they're some of the most annoying enemies.
Yeah, they're pretty
and I have no idea how to fight them, and I'm, figuring it out like Alex was. So that's fun. I don't know if you guys have had similar...
I mean, that's one of the things about this game is, like I was explaining to Alex about Bloodborne.
We are born of the blood.
It's just... A lot of the fun comes from learning and trying to be like, well, what mistake did I make? Not that the game itself like doesn't bullshit you a lot, but sometimes it's like, well, maybe I can try this strategy. Maybe I can try this strategy. And the thing about games nowadays is a lot of them have been made very easy and they hold your hand a lot now. But this game is like, no, you know what? Experiment. Try learning on your own. Just try this weapon. Try this consumable. Just see what happens and what works best for you. And when you defeat an enemy that that you've lost like a million times to, and you finally beat them, it's like, hell yeah, I fucking did this.
I figured it out.
Like I don't know about you guys, but my heart fucking races when I'm close to like, they have like 20 HP or something, and I just need one more hit, and then they start going fucking nuts and shooting all their projectiles and whatever. But no other game does that,
No, yeah, that's really good to say. That's a really good way to put it. Because I'm playing, and then I'm fighting like an enemy that's not even that hard. And when I beat him, I'm screaming, and my fiance's sitting right next to me, and she's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "You don't understand. This guy just killed me 50 times, and he made fun of me. He humiliated me, and now I got him, so I'm gonna swear at him, even though he can't hear me."
That's lay these foolish ambitions to rest. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's the same thing. It's like they beat you a million times, and then you get them one. It's like, yeah, what now, bitch? Like, but they beat you like fucking a million times. So
see, I'll say that's for the most part. I think in this game, I do feel that for the most part. But there's some that I don't feel that way. Like I remember being stuck on Melania, the Blade of Millicent, or whatever.
I am Melania, Blade of Mikola.
Oh, Mikola. Man, what a dumb piece of shit boss. That one and the Elden Beast, I think were just like... Some of the... Like, Melania looks cool. Yeah, she's a cool-looking bad guy. I like that. But then she just does that stupid spin attack, and that just kills you over and over. And when I beat her, I didn't feel accomplished. I just feel like I beat this stupid game. I didn't feel good about it. I was like, it's a stupid boss, poorly designed, and I know there's a bunch of people out there defending it and part of that get good culture, which is so stupid because that I hate people that say, oh, get good at the game. You're just not good. You're not. Shut up. It's a game.
Yeah.
It's made for entertainment. It's made for people to enjoy. Like, how dare you come in with this crazy, bro, get good. Like, that's so stupid. That's such a idiotic way to view things, but like that chick I think was a terrible boss, and beating her I didn't feel good. I just felt like, all right, it felt like homework, and it's like I finished it and now I can move on with my life. And then the same with the Elden Beast. That's probably one of the worst bosses in the world because ugly design, looks terrible, and that's your final boss. Like,
yeah, it looks like a Stegosaurus, right?
yeah, it's. I think people were saying that like it looks like a penis, like you're fighting a space penis. Like, what is that? You know,
the
like
golden penis.
yeah.
Gold member.
Oh yeah, the golden penis that falls down. But yeah, it's such a lame fight. You're running around trying to catch it for half of it. It just projectile city. And again, I didn't feel good beating that boss. I just remember walking away thinking like, if people were saying this game was a masterpiece, this boss alone takes off 1 point. So it's no longer a masterpiece. Like, that's such a dumb way to end a game that's otherwise pretty good. Not flawless, but it is pretty good.
So at the beginning, now you say flawless. At the beginning, you were saying, I think you started off like not liking the game, and I can't quite remember the reasons you put out. But what were some of them? And if so, well, yeah, I mean you put them out. But now, would you say that you change your opinion on those? Not this one about the Elden Beast, nor that chick, that redhead chick.
No, I still feel the same about Millicent. I think she's still trash. She looks awesome. She's a cool looking boss, but I just think that, like, I don't think anything in the game prepares you for that. Because it's, everything else in the game, it's kind of like a chess match, as in it's like, you make a move, I make a move, we'll figure it out. And that's how, like, I wait for your opening, and then that's how I beat you. And
right.
I feel like Millicent isn't like that. That's just like, oh, go in there and just attack the shit out of her until you stagger her and keep doing that over and over again. And I think that's just like a kind of lame way to fight somebody where the rest of the game has been like, you block, you parry, you go back, boom, boom. It feels a lot more like that. And I have seen people do a parry-only, like, fight with her, but those are people who know the game in and out. And, like, they stream just to do that. And if you think that's more than, like, 50 or 60% of the population that play Elden Ring, that's a lie.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think she was a poorly designed boss. Like, it's not really fun. You know, that, like, I've seen strategies online on how to dodge that waterfall fucking maneuver, but I don't know. I just feel that it's just, I never felt like, oh man, this is cool. Like, and, oh, like what we were just talking about earlier. I didn't feel like, well, if I tried this in my strategy and if I did this, like, it'll work. Like, nah, like, sometimes she would just fucking one-shot me, and it's just too much. Whoa. Well, I just killed Alex. Mm-hmm. Do you care about those runes?
Kind of. Well, that's whatever.
Oh, wait, you guys are playing right now?
Yeah, I'm just getting footage so that I can put the... If anything, put this audio with it, but yeah, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, I have, like, they have this one boss.
Wait, no, I don't want to interrupt, but
no.
what I meant more was not necessarily like the boss fights or anything like that. I meant more like you were upset or you were criticizing the I guess the not so user friendly button layout. Like, for example, remember when we were talking about when the horse gets killed and then you want to drink it and it's
oh yeah, yeah. Oh well, yeah. I'll say, like, yeah, that was back like when I first started the game. Well, I'll start off by saying real quick with that is I wasn't gonna play this game. I didn't care at all for this game. I wasn't gonna buy it. I knew a lot of people were gonna buy it, and that's cool. People can play whatever they want. More power to them. But the only reason I played this game was because Christian bought it, and he shares games with me.
Oh, okay. I see.
And that's the only reason I was gonna get on. I did not care at all. I'd be content playing some other shit for free, like Octopath or whatever. But I played it, and I remember thinking, it's the control. I remember thinking, Dark Souls came out like 10 years ago, and you guys are still making the same stupid mistakes or not giving a shit about stuff. Like simple things like the camera. If you're fighting an enemy that's pretty big, how about you zoom out the camera a little bit so we could see? So we could see what we're fighting instead of, putting the camera in my ass and then expecting me to dodge whatever the oncoming attack is. So, like, I still think that's bad. The camera's terrible, I think. I remember one of my bigger complaints, too, was the way that you switch weapons in here, or double-hand weapons. Like, you could switch weapons from your right hand by hitting the D-pad to the right, and then weapons on the left hand by hitting to the left. But if you want to double-hand weapons, you need to hold Y and then click RB or LB, which I think is just one of the dumbest decisions of all time. Like, why can't it just be hold right or hold left? And that's so much user-friendly and easier. There's things like, if you're on your horse, you think L trigger would be block, but L trigger is actually attack from the left side of torrent instead of the right. And it's like, we didn't know that. That's so weird. Yeah. And then we thought you needed to put, if you wanted a weapon on the horse, you needed to put it on your right hand, which I guess isn't the case. You can put it on your left hand, but then you need to hold Y and then click LB, and then he'll be able to use it on the horse, which is just so, like, back-ass words of, like, a design to use. So there's that. If Torrent gets killed, you can go to the ring or whatever to summon him again, and then it asks you, while in the middle of your battle...
Yeah, while in the middle of the battle.
Hey, do you want to summon Torrent again? I don't know, asshole. I mean, I just went over to the summon him.
Do you want to use a flask?
Yeah, it's... Yeah, so when you use a flask, it's possible that you use a flask and then double use it. If you click X 2 times on it, he'll drink, and even if you're at full health, he'll drink again. So he's so damn quick to screw you over on that. But if you're trying to get Torrent back, you need to click X on the thing, and it starts off on no. The answer starts off on no. Like, do you want Torrent to come back? Why would it be on no?
Yeah,
why
would it be on no?
Like, yes, why do you think I clicked the button?
Yep.
And you need to... You can't use the analog stick because the analog stick's to move, so you need to go down, move the D-pad to the left, while making sure the bad guy isn't hitting you, click A while rolling, and make sure you can get out of the thing's way while summoning Torrent, which is just like... when they developed that part, they're like, yeah, we're gonna kill a lot of people with this right here.
Yeah, congratulations.
Man, such a douchebag mechanic.
Just speaking of douchebag mechanics, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
Right.
Okay, and we're back with Jesus, a friend of the podcast, Alex, founder of the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
Katrina's also here. And I'm here too. So, we're talking about douchebag mechanics.
There's a lot of douchebaggery going on in here. I mean, most of it is intentional. Some of it, I think, is lazy design, but they pawn it off as being intentional. And I'm not trying to talk shit necessarily, maybe in a passerby type of way. But
passerby.
I know that for a fact just because. Like, I know when I wrote some stuff for school or whatever, like when I had to write a story, I'd write something and then the class would read it and then they'd be like, oh, I love the fact that you did this because this actually paid this off at the end. And I was like, I don't know what they're talking about, but yeah, I did that. Hell yeah. Of course I did.
Oh, the Anthony Kiedis argument.
Oh, yeah.
There's a commentary for Stadium Arcadium on Spotify, and... You know, they're talking about it, and Flea's like, I want to talk about this line, and correct me if I'm wrong, but are you talking about the love between blah, 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 and then blah, 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 blah? Yeah, that's what I meant, and I'm so glad you picked up on it. Fuck you, man. No fucking way. No way you meant any of that. Okay, but back to topic.
Yeah, so
That's good. That's good. Like that. That's also writer, the Colombian writer Gabriel Garcia Marquez. He would go to conferences and people would tell him, "Hey, you put the number 7 and the number 7 means luck," or the infernal number or anything. They would add up digits and then they would say this comes out, and he'd be like, "Well, it's realistic magic, like realistic more." Listen, realistic magic realism. And he would totally, of course, say, "You guys figure that out. I don't even know what the hell you guys are talking about." so I feel the same way right now with what Alex is saying about Elden Ring.
yeah, so I mean, overall, I will say I wasn't planning on getting this game. I mean, I didn't get this game. I just got it via sharing, and I'll say it is enjoyable. It's a good game. It does feel rewarding. I think I also had just been missing like an open world single player experience.
Yeah.
That helps out a lot. Like,
you saying that again, nowadays these games are made so differently, and they're all trying to sell you more content when the actual game isn't even finished yet. Like, here are more skins for $10. Here are more guns for $10. Yeah. Here's an add-on DLC for $5. Here's this, here's that. Or this game is multiplayer only. It doesn't even have a campaign. Like, this game, I can tell you, I've already pumped over 100 hours into it. I still haven't seen everything. And, it still includes a shitload of more content. It's basically complete. And then some.
Yeah, I agree.
I was thinking exactly that, like in the good old days when I was trying to pass Mario 64, and I didn't know what the hell where the 120th star was. And then I went to school and I asked a couple people, and they told me, "Did you make it under 20 seconds on the slide on the top right corner where the peach thing?" And then when I got home, the first thing I did was that. And I feel like this too because I restrain myself from going online and looking things up because I would rather ask Alex, I'd rather ask Rafa or Christian or someone, because it's kind of like you feel that community or that that fun to figure it out,
Yeah,
it's
you
really,
figured this out.
I really do enjoy that.
You didn't need a guide for it. You figured it out on your own, and that's what I think. Sometimes I see these people celebrating on the forums like, "Oh, I got 100% achievements in Elden Ring. Took me 70 hours." And it's like, dude, where's the fun? And I mean, the game is fun, but like to just, I'm going to follow this guide to do everything I need to. That does not seem fun.
Yeah, it does not seem fun at all.
Yeah. It is fun, like that the thing that you guys like, the word of mouth to like help each other. That is one of the better qualities of this game. I think it could be done a little bit more like forgiving to players. Like I think this game is very unforgiving and it's probably the nicest one out of all the From Software games, but it is very unforgiving. I'm just saying that is pretty cool. Like, like when I saw you playing, you were fighting that what's that guy's name? The Crucible Knight.
Oh yes.
Yeah, you were fighting him in one of the Ever jails, and I remember thinking like, God damn, that's one of the coolest ways I've ever seen somebody fight. And what Jesus was doing was, he was waiting for the Crucible Knight to do like a thrust or a long like attack that leaves him open for a while, and Jesus didn't have any of the like lightning spears or whatever. His best attack was a fireball, and then the other one was the catching flame incantation, where he just gets his hand that burns. So Jesus was rolling into him and kept hitting him with the catching flame, basically grabbing the Crucible's Knight's balls and burning them off. And it was just like, that's cool as shit.
They're some of the worst enemies too, I think.
Yeah, they're terrible.
I swear I thought you were making fun of me. I thought you were making fun of me because of the way I was fighting. And then when you pointed it out like that, I'm like, oh shit, for real?
No, yeah, I thought that was awesome. And then I will say, this is one of the most like fun experiences for like me to watch you, or like it's a really fun experience to watch your friends play and see how they attack a situation as opposed to how you attack a situation.
Because there are legit different ways to play. You know, different. You can play magic, range. You can play melee. That's straight up in their face. Do both. Shit. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. You could do some cool stuff. So I do like. I also like. I remember that fight too at the end where you're running out of FP and then. I don't know what was going through your mind or what. I don't know if you're going to try to hit him again with that catching flame, but I'm like, Jesus, just hit him with the fireball. He's going to die. He's going to die. And then you got him. And then you're like, oh, shit, okay, yeah. And, like, you know, that's cool. It's cool. Like,
that is cool.
I remember Rafa playing and fighting some dragons, and I tell him, okay, like, bro, you want to move this way. You want to do this. You want to try to hit him here. It's cool to see what people think and do as well as, like, what your advice helps with them or doesn't help with them. Like, I think all of that is, like, really interesting.
That is really cool. That is super cool.
Closing thoughts, or?
Oh, well, we didn't even go through some of these. Well, how was it received? I guess it's been received extremely well.
From what I've seen, people have been loving this game. You know, all high scores. I mean, I don't really look into what professionals rate games because
professionals with quotation marks.
Yeah, because I just don't trust them. You know, when they give like Cyberpunk perfect scores is like ridiculous.
Or
like,
Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I just, you know, those games can be fun, but like no way are they fucking high scoring games, man. Like, you know, so whatever. I got to play a game myself. I usually trust Alex's opinion. But yeah, this game, from what I've seen, gamers and professionals alike have been enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. And yeah, I mean, all of us seem to be enjoying it. I mean, whenever I get online, I see, you know, 2 or 3 people playing this, and then I get on too. So, I don't know.
Yeah, no, okay. So there was that, and then how would you compare this to like other games of the same media? I guess like other adventure or open world games. You know, maybe like Breath of the Wild or like Elder Scrolls, stuff like that. Would you compare? Like, would you say this is better than them, on the same par? Like, do you like the world that they made? I don't know. How do you guys feel about that?
I guess, you know, real quick, I'll say this. Since this isn't my first Soulsborne game or whatever.
I think the difficulty from what I've seen, I would say they're pretty close.
You sound super far, dude.
Resident Evil.
Jesus.
I think you muted us. Jesus. Hello?
Jesus? Okay. Now we can.
Oh, what I was saying is, I wanted to compare the game with a couple. Like, I don't know if you guys heard what I said right now with Resident Evil.
No. We couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay, perfect. We'll cut this off and then let's start again. So, I want to compare the game. I know they're not similar at all, but Resident Evil, when you play the remakes, what I've seen when they played on the Insane or Nightmare or whatever the hell the category is.
Yeah.
Man, that's difficult. That looks difficult. I've never played it, but that looks hard. That looks difficult, and I think it's like similar, and it makes you want to pass it, and that's why I would compare it to that. Like, just from seeing how difficult it could get to strategize different opponents and use the materials and equipment correctly, I think that's pretty solid.
Okay. All right, that's cool. Well, what do you?
I was just gonna say, like, this isn't my first Soulsborne game, so I was just gonna compare it to Sekiro and Bloodborne. And,
we are born with the blood.
Yeah. You know, I do like this game, but I feel that it is, in some ways, it goes back a little bit on game design wise, because Sekiro narratively, it's their most focused game story wise, and I kind of wish that this game was like that. Even Bloodborne, I feel, is a little bit easier to follow, and in here, story just takes like a backseat. maybe I didn't pay attention enough, but that was my experience. Also, other things like gameplay wise, man, Sekiro, damn, it's so fast paced. The action I think is over the top in a good way. You know, the blocking, the set pieces, the executions, it's so great that in here I feel that they slowed it down, and it's just kind of not on Sekiro's level. And I think Bloodborne's world is better, so I'm just gonna say that I love Bloodborne, but that's not to say this game doesn't deserve the praise that it is getting. How about you, Alex?
Well, yeah, if you're, like, comparing it to other games, I guess, like Elder Scrolls and stuff like that, like other adventure fantasy world, I think it is high up there. I think it's cool, like, really cool game, really good game. I think that sucks, though. I think the narrative sucks. They have some cool things, like, that you look at or whatever, and then you wonder, like, how did this happen? Like, I know Jesus was talking about, what was it, is it Stormvale Castle? Where you're like, why are there holes in the walls?
Oh,
like,
yes.
why are there things like this here? And I was like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure. And then I told you later that apparently the god that resided there, he started becoming, like, infected, and he's dying, and you can see his skull at the bottom over where the, like, Erd Tree monster is or whatever. His skull is there. And that because he's dying and he's infected, he's part of the castle, and the castle's also been infected and is also rotting away, which is cool. But it's also like, you're not told this, and I think I heard it from a YouTuber, and it's like, I don't know how he knew or whatever, but I don't think they tell you any of this in the game. You need to go in the internet and, like, figure things out.
A lot of it is in the descriptions of items.
Yes, stuff like that. And I just think, like, it's cool to have more lore in the descriptions of items or in like, files or whatever, like Resident Evil used to do. But I also think, like, I shouldn't have to do homework to know what's going on. And I really don't like that. Like, and, you know, Sekiro has good dialogue, great dialogue between people. You know what the story is. You're trying to save this kid, and you're going through shit, and Sekiro's trying to figure things out himself. Like, he doesn't even know his name. I think his name is, like, the White Wolf or whatever. Yeah. And someone just gives him that name. Like, I will call you Sekiro from now on. Like, all right, cool, let's go with it. But that's super focused. You get to know a lot. And I think, like, again, I think this game sucks when it comes to story. And maybe everyone else is like, how dare you, get good.
Yeah.
But
yeah, get good.
What about the fact that, well, when you are, like, you know, doing an expedition through an area, or you bump into these scenes that are, like, super cool because you kind of, like, immerse yourself in it. When you go up on that castle all the way south, I forgot its name, Castle Moore?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you see the guys crucified.
The demi-humans or whatever, yeah.
At the stake. Dude, that is honestly super, super cool. Like, you do feel a story is developing, especially, you know, at the very beginning when the freaking the giants are pulling those funeral
like caravans
carts.
or whatever.
Yeah, like, I think that's really cool, though, those scenes.
There are really good scenes. Yeah, there's a couple of, like, you know, when you see the bear scratching the trees and you're like, what the hell? You know, it's sharpening its claws. Yeah.
Doesn't that feel like you're in it? Like, I feel that. I feel like I'm...
Yeah, no, the immersion in this game, I think, is great. That's what I'm saying. That some games just don't compare to that. I dig those. I dig, like, the scenes and, like, the sequences. I'm just saying, there's no, like story. You know, the story is, hey, bro, Elden Ring's broken. Yeah.
Go fix it. And it's like, okay. And then until you get, like, to the end, they're like, hey, you need you need to kindle somebody for the Elden Ring. Oh, okay. And then it's, hey, you become the Elden Lord. okay.
Yeah.
Like, where was everything else in between? Like, there, and maybe if they were going for like an artsy fartsy like story, it can be done. Like, Shadow of the Colossus has almost no dialogue,
No dialogue.
but it's freaking badass, and you know what's
Yeah.
going on. It's super simple. All right, this guy's bringing this girl to an altar. What? Why? Then you go and you kill your first Colossus, and then you see like he's giving a part of himself, and she's probably coming back to life. So like,
And then the Colossuses, they're like sweet and nice, and you gotta kill those too.
yeah. Some of them are not. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's some of the stuff that this game does. Like the nice Colossus or whatever. Like, you can tell they're being friendly, and in here you can tell like something's going on with the demi-humans chanting and like having a good time killing the humans or whatever. So yeah, they have cool pieces, cool sequences. Or like, yeah, right now, like my brother's killing these undead or whatever. They're like digging on the floor. Like, what are they digging for? Are they digging for other undead? Are they digging for Elden Ring? Are they digging for finger butthole? I don't know.
And and the interpretation that you gave them, that was cool too.
Oh, like calling them undead or whatever?
Yeah, like they are so undead and so, they don't have a mission other than to follow whoever's strong. They will like adopt that, because I asked you, remember they had the glintstone ones, and then they had the other with the fire ones, and you're just like, why the hell do they all look alike? Well, that's because they're following whoever is strong or something. Right?
Yeah. I remember because you were asking about like I think were you saying that they like he controls them because of the magic, or I forgot.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, you were saying that, and I was saying like, yeah, but sometimes they're now with the magic people, so maybe they just follow whoever's on the next rung or whatever, the next strongest thing. That's what they do. Which, like, again, it's probably not the case, but I mean, that's just what we came up with. So like stuff like that is awesome. The narrative I think is not there. I'll say this, and I've been saying this for a long time. I'm sick and tired of the silent protagonist. Unless it's Link, or like freaking Claude from GTA 3, I don't want it. Those are established people, and I'm cool with that. And I hate the cop out that people say like, oh, well, it's because the character is supposed to be you, and you're the character, so we don't want him to be voiced. And it's like, but I have a voice. I want to say things, and I think it's hard for people. I understand it's hard to like write somebody in the way that they want the character to be. But man, take a look at Dead Space. Dead Space 1, he did not talk. And then Dead Space 2, my God, that's Isaac. That's who I want Isaac to be. They got the best Isaac. They wrote him freaking bad. He's one of the best protagonists of all time in like the history of video games. That guy is awesome. He feels like the way you would feel, like he doesn't want to deal with this shit. He's scared, but he's gonna do what he needs to do to get through it, and he'll complain all the way while being a badass. Like, that's cool. That's a human character that's just done right. I want more characters that are able to talk, and I just don't. I hate these silent protagonists. I hate them.
Totally agree. I like that. That was good. Because when you play Mass Effect, and you become a Paragon or a Renegade or in between, you feel it. You feel it through your actions, and you still get an amazing story at the end. And you can still discuss how you handled each situation.
Yeah.
So, totally agree.
Yeah, Mass Effect is one of the best. Yeah, that's such a... Because we can have entirely different playthroughs, but they're great. They're both great.
Mass Effect 2, by the way. Just want to clarify that.
Yeah.
I know you like Mass Effect 1, but no, Mass Effect 2 is better.
I like Mass Effect 2. I just think Mass Effect 1 has a better narration. I think it's a better storyline.
That's maybe for another podcast, but...
Yeah, it has to be.
I mean, just closing thoughts.
Is it a masterpiece? I guess.
I mean, I don't know, masterpiece. It's really hard to say that, at least for me. I can tell you, I really enjoy the game. But like I said earlier, I prefer Bloodborne. I think Bloodborne is almost a masterpiece. but that's
With
not
ball.
that's not to say that some like disregard someone else's opinion. This game to me is just it's fucking great. I enjoy playing it a lot, and I want to go home and keep playing it. So that's where I'm at with that.
Jesus, is it a masterpiece?
I would say I wouldn't say that, but I like The Witcher 3 over this. I picked The Witcher 3. And I would say this though, it is a very refreshing game.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
That's where I give it. And to be refreshing in the time of buy this, buy that, skins, aesthetics, all that, and people still want to play it, I think you got people like Rafa playing it who's never touched a game like this and having a blast.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I appreciate this sandbox so much.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
How about you, Alex?
Yeah, I don't think it's a masterpiece. I think it's great. You could pump in a bunch of hours to this game, and you can have a great time. But yeah, I think for me it's missing narration. It's missing more like character development, and the boss really takes a point off. I think what a little thing that I would have wanted is like, thinking about what I think a masterpiece is like maybe like Metal Gear Solid, great action, great story, and the thing that also makes those games just like a little bit greater is like fighting a boss one time, and then you fight him later, and then you fight him at the end. I think that brings like a rivalry and makes the game a lot cooler. Like at the end you fight, the Elden Beast and Radon or whatever, or not Radon, Radagon or whatever. And it's just kind of like, oh, chick with a hammer and then a space penis. Oh, okay. Like, I don't have any like, oh, let's go again, you piece of shit. You came at me, you whooped my ass the first time, or like, I barely got away, let's go again and let's fight. I love that scenario in a video game. So this kind of doesn't have it. So I'm not growing, I think, with this game. Like, the character stays stagnant throughout. Yeah. And I like a character that grows, and I don't think this one does that. So narration really kills it for me. But yeah, you could pump in a bunch of hours and be satisfied. Around the corner, there's always something new. I'll say it takes a bit to get into. It's very unforgiving at the beginning, but stick with it for it sounds ridiculous, but stick with it for like 15 hours, and then you'll have some good times.
Yeah, I mean, you saying that when I bought Bloodborne, I played that for a few hours, and then I stopped for like maybe 2-3 years. So then I came back to it and then finally beat it. And then I was telling Katrina, I beat that game like multiple times. I haven't played a game like that like since Gears of War, the first one. Like, let's play it. Let's go through campaign. Let's do this. Let's do that. Bloodborne to me was fucking just fun. Perfect fun.
That's cool.
But, I want to thank you for coming on the podcast, Jesus. Maybe we can do this again sometime.
Yes, I would like to. This is impromptu, but
I
feel like I held my own.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you did good. You look really good today.
Yeah.
This is fun. This was really fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, maybe next time we can do it in person or something. Have a whole round table discussion.
Yeah, I'm down. Like Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah.
Keep my wife's name.
Oh my God.
I'm going to.
Oh, Richard.
Yeah. But okay, I think that's it. Unless there's anything else you want to say, we might just hang up on you.
Well, if you haven't, check out that Prince interview when he was 11 years old.
Oh, okay.
All right.
That sounds good.
Does he talk about Elden Ring?
That's it. Yeah. Oh no. I mean, he started it though.
Oh, okay.
He started Elden Ring. He's the first.
He is
tarnish.
the Elden Ring.
Yeah.
He is the Elden Ring. Jesus Christ.
All right.
Legs. All right, man. Well, thanks, guys, and we'll talk later.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds
Thank
great.
you. See ya.
Yeah. Bye.
Okay, and thank you guys for listening. This has been a special episode of Los Piña Bros. And we'll see you guys later. Bye.
Deuces.